Hello, everybody. This is Auntie Pre Med here, and I just wanted to let you all know why I'm here and what I hope to bring you all from my channel, Auntie Pre Med. As you can see from the thumbnail, I've recently decided to start all over again and leave my career in higher education, where I spent 20 years climbing the ladder from all the way from a financial specialist to a CFO. And why I decided to leave and move on to something else. First of all, let me say this. In making this video, the purpose is purely just to encourage someone who is afraid to start over, especially if you've been enduring abuse, if you know where you are is not where you should be and it's eating away at your soul. Like, leave. It's not worth it. And I didn't want to wait too late in my video because I know some of you might not stick around to the end, but please leave. In remembrance of Dr. Bonnie Bailey of Lincoln University, who was the Vice President of Student Affairs in higher education, Black woman just like me, who rose up the ranks, who unalived herself on January 8th, 2024, so this very year. I could see myself in her, and not just in the sense that she looked like me, but the experience she had of being bullied. I went through that at multiple universities, and I've been in higher education now 20 years. I've worked at Harvard. I've worked at Johns Hopkins. I've worked at George Washington University, as well as American University. And I can say that at every one of those institutions, I've ran into some sort of abuse, mistreatment, being underpaid, and just feeling undervalued, and in some cases abused and bullied. So I know what it is she was going through, although I'm a little torn because, I wish she hadn't given her perpetrators, and I'm going to call them that. I know that sounds criminal, but hey, when you get up every morning and decide that you're going to purposely treat somebody in a way that is unkind to fulfill an agenda, to push them out the door for whatever reason you're doing it, yeah, you criminal. You a real life criminal. So I wish she hadn't given her perpetrators that kind of power, because they still here doing their thing. And then recently just find out that the so-called investigation, which it wasn't, around the fact that she was bullied, came back, and they said that ultimately it was due to her own mental health issues. It's a slap in the face, and she's not here, but what happened to her is still not being acknowledged, and it's never acknowledged, and we can sit around and wait for somebody to say something or do something, but the reality is nothing's going to change unless you change it. And that's why I chose, after 20 years, to walk away and trust God, because He did not create us to be anybody's doormat. He did not create us to be abused. We are precious in His sight. We are fearfully and wonderfully made. Each and every individual. God emptied out heaven for you. And the price He paid, in no way would ever allow for or warrant anybody to treat you like a second-class citizen. And I decided after 20 years that I had enough. And not only that, having gone through some issues myself with depression because of things that were happening on the job. Y'all, I was in a situation at one of the institutions where I worked, I won't say which one, where, because I was in finance, I see data. And I found out I was making anywhere from $80,000 to $150,000 less than my counterparts. And some of them were, less qualified, had less responsibility than I did. And when I brought it to the attention of leadership, they proceeded to try to demote me or tell me that my job wasn't significant enough to be paid what my peers were making. And so it's that type of abuse. And a lot of times too, institutions will use other people of color, to shut you down or either make you be a henchman and sell your soul and do things that other people don't want to get their hands dirty doing. And it's really easy to ask the Black woman to do it because we tend to be uber achievers and we tend to want to portray the image of I can get the job done. But at the end of the day, you still have to look yourself in the eye, and know that you did what was right in the sight of God and by the people he placed in your sphere of influence. So I just refused. And when I walked away, I talked to the Lord. I talk to the Lord all the time. And I said, Lord, I'm not making another move until you tell me what you want me to do. And whatever you want me to do, I promise you, I will do it. And so the Lord told me to go back to school and to become a physician. And it's been something I was running from because I knew I would have to go back to, when I say go back to school, I don't mean go get a graduate degree. I mean, I would have to go take undergraduate courses again. And I've been running, and he used two different people in two different occasions to tell me, doctors, they were both doctors, very respected doctors, to tell me, oh, this is your calling. This is what God has called you to be and to do. And I was like, no. So can you imagine me telling God no? But that's what I was doing. I didn't realize at the time that I was doing it, but I was making excuses about how much time it would take. But the reality is the time is going to go by anyway. So I'm in school. I'm loving it. I'm enjoying it. He's made learning fun for me this time around. And I started this channel because I want to keep you all posted on my journey. And I want to encourage anyone who's been inspired to start over or who needs to walk away and just do something else. So I'm going to chronicle my journey, what it's like being back in school, taking some of the more remedial science classes at my age, and just what the journey is like, studying for the MCAT, applying to medical school, all of it. I want you to go with me on this journey because I want you to see that you can do it too. And it may seem daunting, but all things are possible with God. You just have to trust him. So, sorry, that's my dog. That's my baby Duchess. She's wanting some attention now. I'll have to bring her on sometime. But yeah, you can do it. And don't let what's happening to you be a detriment for you. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And those people aren't worth it. So take care of you. I'm Auntie Pre Med. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I'll see you on my next video. And rest in peace and power to Dr. Bonnie Bailey. See you next time.